Now it's just all about confirming things. It's game 5. There's only 2 more instances of everything left. They need to take the 1v1. Here it is. Sebi is going to connect 3 times, but it's not going to be enough. Another team, not sure who it is. Skin's looking familiar. Could it be Stompy and Aqua? ADN just watching. A very smart rotation.
Only one guy. Other
Right now,
guys
in terms of time,
he's rotating to you. They're double eking you.
7 of the top teams after game 3 are not in top 25 in game 4.
I'm running to you.
And now the top 10, so volatile. We mentioned it last game. It's a complete switch up game after game. And right now, a switch up in the attitude, an aim of Provoked, hitting every shot. Never mind, it's the same.
No switch up in attitude at all. My man does not stop. And that's how he plays, you can see. And he's an emotional player, and that's not necessarily always bad. Because you can use that to your advantage. We saw it in week number 1, the way that he played against those teams that he W-keyed in. Now Nade's coming in from the side too. They do clean up.
Like it's a piece of candy from a fucking child, bro.
But at this point, it's like, does that even mean anything? Hold up, a height take coming from both sides. Good beams from 4ZR, but he has to back off, and they lose height because of it. But now there's a pinch. Oh my goodness, he continues forward in the storm now, also pressuring him as well. And the wall gets taken. They're both low HP, and all of a sudden, they're done for. A really good sudden height take. Yeah. Okay, Mongrel and Benji off spawn. Oh, another team joins the fray. This could be why we're seeing a little bit more trouble for Mongrel and Benji today off spawn. But today, or this game, 2 elims. Who is this that's pouncing? Because this is another solo, it looks like, with Nate and Andalex on the backside of this. How does he dive this box? And why would you do it against Mongrel and Benji? Ooh, an off-spawn fight for Mr. Savage and iDrop. iDrop already with 1 elimination. Player gets him in the box. Literally lost like a mouse. It's Marcut, the player who plays with Hunter from Solary. So here, back again with Benji and Mongrel on Sweaty Sands. Another replay update. This must be Andalex and Nate. They might have found a pinch, actually. On the phase in, yes, yeah. Nate goes down. And we asked who was the Kings of Sweaty. The clown emoji gets thrown out. And Mongrel on the dock is able to protect against this while Benji can take the 1v1. You saw Booga's tweet yesterday after not qualifying for Sunday finals, how disappointed he was. Benji is the exact same way. This man has a winner's mentality. If he loses, if he doesn't do what he performed, if he doesn't perform up to his goal, he is not satisfied. So to say that it doesn't matter because they're already qualified, it's like, no, that's not how these works. It's still a competition. There's still prizing on the line this weekend too. It all matters. In DreamHack Finals, Storm Surge problems, they continue for him today in the Sunday Finals, where you're expected to be prepared for this. To be prepared for these moments. Provoked and Tux. Tux goes down. Provoked now trying to get up above, break this line of sight, but he's really not doing a great job right now. He does build up and then gets right back down, but what he needed to do was go over. When you're in these situations where you...
A relief for the next one, and we've been talking about it so much. You get that opportunity to push people off your spawn afterwards. You get a whole new arsenal of tricks that you can implement for this FNCS for this day, the Sunday Finals.
Abuhai and Anas, we talked about them before this game started. No placement yet, but their struggles have been right outside of that placement threshold. Sure, they get a couple of eliminations, but they don't fully get all the way towards that top 10, that top 5. This is the opportunity for them to come back. Yes, they already qualified, but just like we said, can they rise back up the ranks? And this is actually our last stream. So what that means is some of the ones that we've been watching are already out. And that just means that this is going to get all the more close. If Abuhai and Anas start popping off and get back into that range, if they get those placement thresholds, we might see another team within 1 point of each other. Nice shots onto Core as he follows and gets right ahead of that layer and then looks back perfect opportunity for the impact right on the switch of these moving zones, right when it transitions into 7th, and they continue to get ahead, but running now out of materials and gets tagged from behind Anas. Doing the work to keep him off. No materials left. He's got to get back in the box, but the player right behind him, he gets knocked out. And he's playing by himself now, Anas, on his lonesome.
Very good positioning from Buhai to kind of deny anyone from having a say on Anas. Anas will be in zone right beside his dead duel's body. Has that pump all the way from the back. The back-to-back, though. 2-4. Can it be 3? Yes, it is. Anas, a runaway train. Can't be stopped. Just dealing damage every single shot. 2 elims total. 3 tags of damage. Storm Surge will not be a factor right now. 10 people left alive. Finds a mid-ground lair. Has so many mats. Is this the Clutch Lord right back at it? Is this another game where he puts himself straight back to first place? 4th is the furthest they got so far in these last 6 games. Kind of a patient time now. Waiting it out. 140 mats. All on wood. Has to move up a mountain by himself. Has the beams. And this is trouble time. One person all the way up. Is there an RPG? No, it's a harpoon that drops him down. It looks like they're both out of mats. It's a complete disaster on all sides, and Anas cannot survive. Astro blocks him off from a different box.
Hype slightly gone, but...
In terms of just EU, like off the top, the people who are on height, it's just a lot of pressure, never an elimination. You mentioned that like on the action feed, on the kill feed, you didn't see many names. That might be because one of the big names is playing properly. And this, Stompy Aqua, I think these guys might have been the ones off spawn. They have Grotto loot. They have the Mythic minigun, so I think probably just landing Grotto. There was a different team entirely then in Dirty Docks with the exact same skins. These guys have zone position. Could they have the 3rd win possibly, or the 3rd top 2 placement?
It's possible. I haven't spoiled myself, so I'm pretty... Even though there's a long delay before what just happens, I have no clue what happens. Normally I'd have a refreshed Fortnite tracker by now, but somehow, some way, I'm holding on. A hype play was possible from Aqua, but no, he does not continue. CRR in the end game takes out Letchi. Unless that was like an old Elim feed, that could have been. Sometimes that's buggy. Ooh, Aqua from the backside of this long stairs tarp.
And now these guys are gonna spread straight ahead, dropping down so many leftover impacts that no one can actually claim because they're so open. This is Raxo, the other C4 lover, came 2nd place last game. Could be a huge momentum shift for him. For that Org 2, Stompy going down off the back. Aqua gets to survive this time. An opposite as to who has to clutch now. A launch pad by Noah getting Goomba stomped on. Doesn't actually get to take it. Has to move towards zone. But maybe that was the right play. Cubex getting hit straight back. This actual finish not being taken might be bad for Noah there. Has to wait for it. Just a few more seconds. There it is now. Healthy moving forward. Still so much chaos in the same box. The 2-tack. CRR. Uncharacteristic for the misses there.
Yeah, and he goes down before placement, so unless they had a bunch of elims, they're still looking like they might not qualify for seasonal finals, even though they had Shark uncontested in that game, or at least slightly uncontested. And Nas, we saw that perspective. Ooh, Mr. Savage and I drop up on high ground. And interesting, Kubex was in 4th place before this game, so that one pub shot, Cammy's still alive, so they are accruing a little bit of placement. That might be the team at the end of this that ends up coming out all the way up top, especially if he makes the top 5. But Mr. Savage and I drop were the teams up on height.
Yeah, right now, it's that kind of pattern of so much pressure from top players. They don't ever want to go for elims. They want to soften up that lobby to strike at the very end with their power utility items, RPGs, miniguns, that actually shred through your HP pools once your mats are done. Savage, though, doesn't have any HP himself. Has to go for a jump shot. Luckily for this other person, or unluckily for himself, the individual he's fighting is just very good at that box-to-box, knowing exactly where Savage is going to peek, the only option he has. Now, Chris survived to 4th place last game as well, has to play off of low. The zone actually bouncing back, I think, off the mountain. It's going to get messy over here. He goes down, picked up as well. It's Wakey on low ground.
Is this actually just going to be a straight-up... No, there's a path, possibly. 1v1. Wakey against Stepter. The grappler all the way up, but not enough time. He had to be quicker than that. Not able to catch himself. It's Wakey. 1st place is Stompy and Aqua. who got ninth place with 4 eliminations in that game, Snap and Wakey end up pushing into second.
Yeah, this is kind of just, you know, we talked about having pedestals in a sense, having good performances, and then having great ones right afterwards. That's how you get into the top 5. Kuriachi and Letwick stay in that top 3. Hardfine, Astro are making every end game, although getting kind of slapped. We see from every
goodness.
POV, they still stay in the top 4.